this video, I'm going to show you guys how to beat the new HELA boss raid completely solo as both a mage and as a warrior. So make sure to stick around till the end because there should be no reason you can't beat it. But before that, make sure to like and subscribe for more videos. Alright, so starting off with the Mage Set, I'm pretty sure if you watch my other videos, you already know. But the only difference is that my two rings, as you can see, are completely maxed out with regen. So if you want to beat the new boss, you're going to want to focus on mainly regen. Basically use as much as you can. You technically don't need it if you're like a very good dodger, but I highly suggest it because, well, it's just better if you want to stay alive, especially for the fact that you only have 3 lives. So yeah, 31.9 helmet, 31.8 chest, and the Oracle's Ascendance. And I think I'm going to be using Rift Beam because I tried with Void Dragon and I seem to be always missing the boss as she always moves around. So I don't suggest Void Dragon. And for Chainstorm, it would be good for hitting all the crystals at once, but you have to get really close to the boss if you want to actually hit it. So that's why I just suggest using Rift Beam, because if the boss actually moves, then you can kind of just follow it. But now it's time for the warrior set. Helmet, chestplate, the champion's destiny, and the exact same rings because, well, of course we need the regen. And for the spell, I'm using kunai knives because it's pretty much the only ranged spell for warrior, as the spinning blade smash is not too far. So kunai knives is the best you're gonna get with this one. Maybe blade barrage, but it does less damage and I'm pretty sure it has like similar range, so it's not even worth it. But now it's time to solo this boss real quick. And one thing I forgot to mention is that I have a bunch of points into stamina. As you can see, I'm 10 billion health, which you're definitely gonna need for this boss. So yeah, definitely sacrificing a lot of damage here, but it is worth it as this boss does so much damage. So let me go ahead and ready up, and she usually spawns right here, so I'd say just do the spell a little bit ahead of time. And there we go. Now as you can see, the first thing she does is spawn in the crystals and then do the line in the middle. And you're gonna want to watch out for the ripples in the middle, which most of the time root you, which is possibly the worst thing that can happen, as if you get stuck, you're pretty much dead. And as you can see, now that she's stunned in the middle, you can just go ahead and hit her. But another thing you're gonna watch out for is the circles that kind of close into the middle give you anti-healing, so you're gonna want to make sure you don't get hit by those. Yeah, those right there. And as you can see, I got hit by it, so I got anti-healing, unfortunately. But once you wait for it to go away, your rings should heal you if you have regen. But yeah, from there, it's pretty much the same thing. As you can see, the line down the middle and this same attack, you just gotta expect it coming and then you should be good. And right there I wasn't, so I got hit, unfortunately. And now she's like spinning around the whole map. You just gotta keep on hitting the boss as much as possible. Try to avoid the ripples or the mage's attacks. As you can see, the crystals spawn in mobs, and the ones you don't want to get hit by are those spikes right there, as they also root you. And like I said, once you get rooted, it's pretty much over. But she should soon do an attack that forces you onto one side of the map, so you're gonna want to beware for that. And as you can see, I just got rooted and completely one shot, bro. I already got my first death, so that's what I mean. You got to be very careful when doing this. Now I'd also recommend grinding a little bit of the event just so you can have a revive potion before you go into this, because it's pretty nice to have 4 lives. And as you can see right here, we were just forced into this corner of the map. Luckily I was pretty close already. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Now you just want to keep on hitting the boss and make sure to watch out for all the attacks that root you, and otherwise you should be good. This attack in the middle also anti-heals, so you just want to watch out for anti-healing and rooting, and the other attack shouldn't be a problem unless you have anti-healing. Yeah, as you can see, as she's moving, I can just easily track on doing as much damage. If I was using Void Dragon, I think I would have probably missed, so that's why I don't like using it. Yeah, there we go. We got to go to this corner. Watch out for the little ripple effect. And now she's stunned in the center. She's just around halfway health, so we're doing pretty good so far. Only 1 death. I usually die pretty early on because, you know, it kind of gets some getting used to at first, and then once you're pretty deep into it, I don't think you're gonna die as much. That's usually what happens for me, at least. And I just got hit by the anti-healing again. As you can see, I'm pretty low, so if you have anti-healing, you're gonna want to be as careful as possible. You probably should be careful at all times, because if you want to win, you obviously don't want to get hit by anything, but just be extra careful if you have anti-healing because you could easily die. I know they do like to add anti-healing and rooting for a very long time, as in like 5 seconds, I think, which might not seem like a lot, but it is a lot when you're stuck for like what feels like forever. And then those warriors, you will usually just catch up to you and kill you. And I'm getting forced into a corner. Oh, I might not make it here. That attack right there does one shot, so you're gonna want to make sure you actually make it to the right corner. But yeah, if you're a warrior, I'll be doing it with that set next. However, I highly recommend you switch to mage because, in my opinion, I think doing this as a mage will be so much easier than warrior, just because of the range and damage. As you guys know, Rift Beam does so much damage, it's insane. But yeah, usually after she does that straight line attack, she does the one where it closes into the middle with the circles. So once you do this a lot, you should start to remember the pattern of the attacks, which definitely helps a lot when you can actually expect what's next to happen, of course. And now she's spinning around, but with Rift Beam, I can actually just trace her basically and still do a lot of damage. Now she's stunned in the middle. She's getting pretty low, so we should be able to beat this. I only died once. Last time I did this, I actually had to use a revive potion, but now I'm actually beating this a lot better. So I guess the more you actually do it, the better you get. And one thing I do suggest doing, oh, as you can see, I just got rooted. Yeah, I'm dead. Okay, 1 life left, but we should be able to kill kill her right here. And she moved. Okay, so I might not now, but let me get to the corner real quick. And boom, there we go. She is dead. Just like that. I beat it solo. And we got a purple mage ring. Hold on, that is actually really good. Okay, survival, I guess, is not that good. But like I was saying, if you have an alt account, any level higher than 100, I suggest going into the lowest raid you possibly can, just to kind of look at the attacks and remember them a little bit. And then it becomes a lot easier to do this. But anyway, let me go ahead and do this as a warrior this time. So as always, she's probably going to spawn over here, spawn the crystals, do this straight line in the middle, and then do the circles that come from the sides. So that's mostly what I'd be aware of. Yeah, right there down the middle, and then watch the ripple effect, and then that attack right there. You're gonna want to watch out for that because that actually gives anti-healing. But yeah, now she goes to the middle to get stunned a little bit, and because we are warrior, we actually can melee, but I highly suggest you do not go over there in melee because I did actually try that before, and well, let's just say I died like immediately. But yeah, this should be pretty much the same as the mage run. However, if you aren't a mage already, I don't know what you're doing because warrior is honestly like the worst class possible for this, as you need so much range because she just keeps on moving around the map, and sometimes you get forced away from her. So having the range to be able to hit from far away is honestly just the best thing ever. And as a warrior, well, not only do you do so much less damage, but you also have so much less range. So it's just not ideal whatsoever in my opinion. And I think we learned that mage was the meta like at least 8 months ago at this point. So if you're not mage already, I don't know what you're doing. But yeah, the main thing you want to watch out for, like I said before, is those little dragger mages with their little spike attack. It stuns you, and once you get stunned, you're pretty much guaranteed to die because the warriors will hit you or another attack will. And the ripple effects on the ground most likely will stun you, so I just suggest trying to avoid them at all times. I mean, I guess you should be avoiding everything. I don't know why you aren't, but the main things to avoid is getting rooted because that's when you will 100% die. Well, I guess 99% because sometimes you can survive. Most of the time you don't, but it really depends how lucky you get. And the thing about the crystals, obviously I know you can kill them, but honestly, I don't even try to half the time because they have so much health and it's not even worth it to just solely focus on them. If you do want to get rid of the crystals, I suggest you kind of line up the boss with the crystals at that point, so you try to hit both at once. But if you're trying to focus on the crystals, then you'll probably lose because you're putting more time into the crystals than the actual boss, and you just want to kill the boss as quick as possible because eventually I'm gonna die because I can't just dodge these attacks forever. So you just want to kill the boss before you lose all 3 lives. Unless you're super good at the game, then I guess you could focus the crystals, but if you're super good at the game, I guess there's no point. And oh, I just got rooted. Yeah, there you go. As you can see, I got rooted and I instantly got one shot by the warriors, which is exactly why I highly suggest you watch out for those mages because they are actually deadly. And another thing I think I mentioned before is I highly suggest you have revive potions as well. They are very expensive, so maybe grind a few emblems first to just get some revive potions if you plan on soloing. It basically just gives you an extra life, which is why I suggest using it. But yeah, as you can see right here, the attack forces you into one corner, and usually you wouldn't be able to hit the boss. I got lucky there. She was kind of in a spot that I could reach, but usually that's why warrior is not ideal. And I just got rooted again, bro. See, this is what I mean. As soon as you get rooted, it's over. I actually got to start worrying about that. I only have 1 life left, but if I do actually die again, I could technically use a revive potion and get an extra life. So that's usually why I don't worry about that too much. Oh no, I got rooted here, bro. Please. See, this is what I mean. I got so lucky there. Not only did I get rooted, but all of the mages rooted me as well, just for extra time. I'm actually very lucky. I managed to kill the crystal somehow, so there weren't any warriors to go kill me. That was a very close call, but as you can see, the regen comes in clutch because I'm already full health. So I would suggest getting regen, but unfortunately, the Goliath raid is closed, so you probably should have grinded that beforehand. If not, maybe trade. But like I said before, they're not necessarily necessary, I guess you could say, if you are like actually good at dodging, but they are very handy when you get hit. You'll just gain your health back immediately, just like that, bro. Mine are pretty OP, so that's why I heal so quick. But the boss is getting pretty low, so I think after this hit right here, she should be dead, and there we go. But there you guys go. I beat it both as a mage and a warrior, so now you have no excuse on not being able to beat this boss. If this video helped at all, make sure to leave a like and comment down below what you think of the new boss, and make sure to subscribe.